Hey folks, another day, another walk. Like I said, going on these walks every day to get ready for Comic-Con in July. So, as always, half of your cool kids lunch table host, PJ here, on another comic book walk. Like I said in the last episode, we were going to talk about my favorite Superman comic book of all time. Maybe not of all time. That might be too strong of a sentence, but definitely one of my favorite Superman comic books of all time. Superman for All Seasons, written by Jeph Loeb, illustrated by Tim Sale. Came out in 1998 as a 4-issue miniseries, and each book represented a season, hence the name Superman for All Seasons. And the narrator of each issue would change. So the first issue was by Jonathan Kent, Superman's father, and then the second is Lois, and then the third is Lex Luthor, and the fourth is Lana Lang. And basically the plot here is they're kind of narrating the formative years, or the early years of Superman's career, just becoming a superhero. And it's just really a good book. Honestly, it really catches the right tone, the right characterization. It's just really a good one. And you know, I think in that book is where the line when a kid tells Superman he likes his suit and he goes, "Thanks, my mom made it for me." I think that might be the book that really made that line popular. So a little piece of interesting information there. And like I said, it's really a good book. I couldn't recommend that enough if you're a superhero or Superman fan. And I hope that when James Gunn puts out his Superman movie in 2025, that he draws from that book a lot, because James Gunn said this is going to be a movie about Superman in his early career. And I really think of all the books out there, Superman for All Seasons captures that time period the best. More huffing and puffing today. It's a hot one out, and kind of in a rush get back to my day job. But yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite books for Superman. And the creative team, Jeph Loeb, Tim Sale, have collaborated on a number of the best superhero books you could think of. You know, like Batman, The Long Halloween is a big one. The Marvel color series, Spider-Man Blue, Daredevil Yellow, Hulk Gray. I think it was Captain America White, I think was the name of that book. So that creative team really is great. So if you go back and look for some of their older books together, you're really gonna like them, I think. But specifically that Superman one is really great. Just the way, you know, Jonathan Kent narrates over Superman's last year, or Clark Kent's last year in Smallville High, and how his life is going to change, and how he worries about his son. And then Lois Lane in the second issue narrating about how the world has changed now that Superman has made a debut. And the third issue of Lex narrating, and you know, how he feels like it's his city to control. And with Superman, that's why he doesn't like Superman, because he feels like Superman's trying to take over his city, and an alien shouldn't do that. And then maybe the most interesting book is the fourth, with Lana Lang narrating that book, because Superman has to go back to Smallville to help with the tornado that's kind of ravaging the town, and Lana having to come to terms that Superman and him being bigger than Smallville and all that. So just a really interesting 4 issues, and an easy to read 4 issues, and a beautiful book to look at for sure. Tim Sale was one of the greatest comic artists in the industry, in my opinion. So I read that book probably once a year at least. I go back and reread it. I have the hardcover, and it has like a slip cover for the book, and it's like opaque sort of, so you can see through it. So there's art on the hardcover and then some translucent art on the slip, so it's pretty good. Just, it's a good looking book too. Like, just the actual physical book is good to look at. It's cool. So yeah, so I wanted to talk about that book just because it is one of my favorites, and I do reread it. Actually, one year at New York Comic-Con, I bought a reprint of some of the art from that book. It hangs in my house. Just happy to buy that. It was cool. Anyway, that was what I was going to talk about today, was that book. And then recommend the other Jeph Loeb, Tim Sale books as well. Daredevil Yellow is especially great too from them. If you're into the Daredevil character, that's one of my favorite Marvel characters, so I gravitate towards that book. So what else is going on today as we're walking and we're talking, getting into Comic-Con shape? It's Tuesday, which is New DC Comic Book Day. I haven't read any yet. It's been a busy day at the day job, so I am looking forward to tonight, relaxing, grabbing a quick drink, maybe an adult beverage, relaxing and reading some comic books, something like that. I think there might have been some good DC books out today. New Comic Book Day used to be Wednesday for all comic books, and now DC is Tuesday, everything else is Wednesday. So I try to read all my new DC books today to free up space, because Wednesday tends to be a bigger day just because more companies release their books, so I try and not get backed up in the reading. So maybe my next episode will be my favorite comic book of the week. Recommend something to read. Maybe I'll do that. See how it goes. See the next time I record. But yeah, that was the book I really wanted to talk about, Superman for All Seasons, and I just really love that book. I can't say enough good things about it. Jeph Loeb actually wrote the Superman comic book, just the Superman proper title, for a long time, and had such a great run on that book. So I across the street, look both ways. I think, in addition to Superman for All Seasons, if you were to have an opportunity to just pick up some of the trades from his actual run on the title, that would be a good time for you to read also. It gets a lot of hate sometimes, but he was the architect of the All Worlds at War storyline, and I love that book. I think will make for a great DC Universe movie, at least an animated movie, if not live action. So look up that too. We'll just talk about a little bit more about Jeph Loeb and his contributions to Superman. Like I said, there's Superman for All Seasons, which was great. His run on the regular Superman comic book was great too. The Emperor Joker storyline, I think that was him. That was pretty good. The Joker getting the powers of Mxyzptlk and terrorizing Superman instead of Batman for a change. Interesting take, I thought. Across the street again, looking both ways. Okay. He also wrote the first couple of story arcs of the Superman and Batman comic book, featured Public Enemies. Public Enemies is probably the greatest animated movie, in my opinion, that came out and was based on his storyline there. So Jeph Loeb has a great take on Superman and Batman for real, and he collaborates with such great artists. Ed McGuinness, another great Superman artist that worked with Jeph Loeb. So I think just in terms of Superman books and Superman content, that's a great writer to start with. So not much else to talk about today. I'm going to keep walking to the end of this block. We'll talk a little bit more. And I don't have a comic book reference to show you, a landmark today, but I'll show you my old middle school, I guess. I I did read comic books while I was there, so I could get to the end of this block, take a quick shot of my old middle school, and then I'm gonna head back home and finish my work day. So, but as we get there, just remind everybody, check out our Instagram, Cool Kids Lunch Table. Check out our website, coolkidslunchtable.podbean.com. Find our podcast anywhere you like to listen to them. Leave us a review, like, subscribe, follow, the whole shebang. And yeah, keep walking with me, because the more you walk with me, the more motivated I'll be to keep walking. Sorry for this terrible heavy breathing. We're lugging a cool 350 on this walk with me, so I got a lot of work to make up here to just have better cardio and better health in general, I guess. And talking about comic books is a good distraction for me while I walk. So I'll keep doing this and keep putting the videos up. No regular schedule for it, just as I see fit. Probably a couple times a week I'll make a video, and we'll go from there. We're getting to the end of the block here, so I will turn my phone around, give you a view of the neighborhood and a view of my old middle school that I went to from 6th to 8th grade. Hold on, here we go. Here's the neighborhood. Here's the school coming up. Yeah. And there's a couple people playing in the school lot today. And that big building is the auditorium. Wasn't there when I went to school, but it is a nice auditorium. Yeah. When we get to the corner, you really get to see the school. It's not that interesting, but we're here anyway, so I'll show you. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn it around. Should be able to see it from here. There you go. Right there. I think you were able to see it. That was my old middle school. All right, everybody. Thanks for going on another comic book walk and talk with me. I think I'm going to call the series Comic Walks. Instead of comic books, it'll be comic walks. I think that's what I'm going to go with. All right. Thanks for walking. Thanks for talking. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my favorite comic books. Have another great day. See you later.